Hey everybody, we are going to do a 30-minute core class, something we have never done at Carolina Arbors, but why not? We're going to use a ball for this workout session. If you don't have a ball, you could use a firm pillow. A bolster is great as long as it's not gigantic. One of those little throw pillows would be okay. Just make sure it's pretty firm because you want something that you can press against, hold between your feet or your knees, things like that. Okay? Otherwise, we're not going to use anything else. Just we're going to be down on the floor. So if you've got a mat, great. If you don't have a mat, you can just use a towel on the floor, or you could have a nice carpet. You could lay on the carpet. The things to remember, and one thing I forgot to mention is if you have a lot of neck issues and it bothers you, the feeling of pulling on your neck would bother you at all, or just if you have any issues in your neck, one of the best ways to avoid pulling on your neck is to get a sweatshirt or a very long dish towel, just anything that's about, about 2.5 feet, 3 feet maybe, from wing to wing. And if you take that and bring it behind your head and hold it almost like a sling behind your head, it gives you a lot more support than when you just try to hold your head with your arms. Because the tendency when you use your arms is to pull against your head and pull on your neck. So if you have, let me show you. You have something like, this was my makeshift band from the other day. It's just a pair of leggings, but it could be a sweatshirt, something like that. You take it and just hold it behind your head like this as you're doing crunches. It's going to keep your head in much better alignment than if you have your hands and you pull on your neck. So I will keep this handy so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a warm-up, and we're actually going to lay down for a lot of this workout. But we're going to be laying down flat here and doing some warm-ups for your core. Just as with everything else, you want to warm up these muscles before you work them. So I'm going to put some music on, and we're going to do some pelvic tilts and some bridges to warm up. All right? Slow it down a little bit. All right. So a pelvic tilt is exactly what it sounds like. As you're lying flat, what you're trying to do is tilt your pelvis. Turn that back. So what you're thinking about doing is taking your tailbone and lifting it up away from the floor. And as you do that, your belly button will pull in, and it's like your pelvis is a bucket of water, and all the water is running out the back of the bucket. And now we're going to tilt it back the other way, so now your tailbone is down toward the floor, your belly button is lifting up. So now you can have a little space underneath your low back. And then tilt the other way again. And then bring that belly button back up. Okay, pull that belly button in. And bring it back up. Up. And bring it back up. And one more time. Pull in. And relax. Okay, feet flat, hands next to your hips. Take a deep breath. Exhale, peel your hips up off the floor, and then your low back and your middle back. And then deep breath in. Reverse the process. Shoulder blades down, middle back down, tailbone down. Again, deep breath. And exhale and pull that tailbone up. Middle of your back up to your shoulder blades. Deep breath in. And reverse that process. Bring it all down. One more time. Deep breath in. And bring your body up off the floor. Peel it up off the floor, vertebra by vertebra. Deep breath in. Exhale down. All right, and if you're a Pilates practitioner and that just made you cringe, I'm not trying to really teach technique right now. We're just going through some of the movements. And if you know how to do Pilates, you're going to go ahead and do that properly. You know the breathing, you know the technique. All right, so I've got my ankles crossed, and I'm just rocking my knees side to side. I've got my knees together. I'm just moving hip to hip. Moving hip to hip. times. One more time. All right, go ahead and put your feet down. Now keep your feet and your knees closed. You're going to bring your hands up to the side, palms up. And once again, we're going to tilt your knees to one side. So this is a bigger movement. And the other way. And again, switch. And switch. And again. And you're trying to move through your lower body, and the rib cage is not moving. So ideally, if you put your hands on your ribs, they should not budge. So what you don't want to have happen is this. You see how my whole body's turning together? You don't want your body to turn with your hips. You want your ribs to stay still, and just that lower body to move. Okay, I'm going to start with some marching. Put your hands on your hips. Now, where your hands are, right on the bones of your hip, right there, the point of your pelvis is what you should be feeling underneath your thumbs. Put your hands right there. Do not let those move. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Pick up one foot and put it down. Up and down. Up. Up. And you're trying to keep your hips still and not move those hips at all. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. Up, up, and up, and up. So this is a basic marching movement. You're engaging your abdominals, you're pulling in through your abdominals as hard as you can. So it's like you've got a belt and you're squeezing it tighter and tighter and tighter. You have to keep breathing, but you're pulling in as you're breathing. And that band of muscle behind your navel, your transverse abdominis, is what is going to keep your pelvis from moving. Now, if that's easy for you, no problem. Go ahead and pick your feet up into tabletop. All right? We're going to do the reverse, which is touching down. Again, don't let your hips rock and roll. You want to keep them nice and still. Hips at the pelvis, don't let them move. Touch and up, touch and up, touch and up, touch and up. Don't forget to breathe. Keep engaging those muscles. Keep them active. Don't forget what's happening here. You're contracting to keep the torso and the pelvis still as the legs move. You'll hear me breathing. Don't forget to breathe. 2 more. 1 more. All right, good job. Put those feet down. Okay, we're going to do a basic crunch. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add one leg straight. What this does is it relieves some of the pressure on your low back that can happen when you do a crunch. Here's where, if you have a little nice little, one of these guys, sling is the word I'm going for. This is where you can use the sling. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to take my straight leg and lift it, and then lower it. And you're using your abdominals to keep your torso still as that leg lifts. So if the leg lifts, you don't want to let that happen. You want to stay engaged. Keep those abdominals pulled in. Keep the back neutral. So don't let the back arch. Now, as I lift my leg, I'm going to add a torso lift as well. And relax. Up. Relax. Up. And relax. And if you don't have a sling, or if you don't want to use one, you're using your hands, just make sure your elbows stay open. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to wrap your elbows around your face, because what tends to happen then is you tend to pull. And you tend to really overflex your neck. So keep those elbows open. Keep going. Two more. One more. All right, relax. Go ahead and bend that knee. Extend your other leg, starting just with the leg. Lift and lower. Again, keeping the torso still, keeping your hips still. All the movement comes below the hip. This is staying stationary. You're using those core muscles to stabilize, not to move. All right, add the crunch if you want to. People always ask me about breathing. You're going to exhale as you lift. Think about, as you lower that leg, make sure there's not a reverse arch happening in your back. So don't let the back lift up as the leg lowers down. So right here, keep that back neutral. 2 more. 1 more. All right, gang, go ahead and bring your feet together, open your knees apart. We're going to press those feet together. With the feet pressed together, you're going to try to engage through your abdominals, tuck your tailbone under a little bit, and pick up your feet. So up and relax. You're really working in that rectus abdominis right now, right here, but you're also going to start bringing in some obliques a little bit. And again. Keep going. Three more. 3. 2 more. Last one. All right, good job. Go ahead and bring those knees together. Just let those hip flexors relax. They're working there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get the ball or your pillow, whatever you have. This is a hand to knee or hand to foot pass. Now remember, as with most things when you're working your abs, the longer your limbs, the harder it is. So if I have my feet real close to my body like this, and I move, and my knees close to my body, and I move my legs like this, it's not nearly as hard as if I have my legs way out here and move my legs in this long lever. That's going to be a lot harder. It's a lot harder to control. So we're going to start this with everything close, tight to your body, and then make it bigger. So as again I said, we're passing the ball. The ball's going to travel back and forth between your knees and your hands, and eventually it'll go to your feet. So if you want to do that. So I'm starting with my hands here, and what I'm going to do is pick up my knees and put the ball between my knees and lower those feet down. Once again, I'm going to grab that ball and lower it down to my chest. Now, if this hurts your back to lower your feet, just do it that way. Grab the ball, don't take it all the way down. So that's if it bothers your back, all right? Now, if you can manage that, no problem. Next version, arms go long. Again, we're controlling that movement in your torso. Grab the ball, arms go long. Okay, the next version is ball to the hands, ball to the feet. Now, if you have really long legs, you may not be going with me. This may be too fast. I can get away with this because my legs are so short. All right? So slow it down as you need to. Now, I'm going to go ahead the next time and try this with a straight leg. So I'm going to pass the ball to my feet, and I'm going to lower it all the way out. And then grab that ball, control, 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 ball between the feet, control, 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 don't let your back arch, ball between the hands. And again, if you have back issues, you're not doing this full length one. It's much, much harder, requires a lot more work in the back muscles, and if it doesn't feel good in your back, you're not doing it. Do not force it. I'll go back to here. All right, a couple more times. All right, I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to pass the ball to my hands. One more time, ball goes to your lower body, wherever you're putting it. All right, good job. Okay, so I'm going to take that ball. I'm going to put the ball in front of me. I'm going to lay on my side. Lay on my side. All right? Let me think about this. Let me think about this for a second. It's not what I wanted to do. So forget what I just said. We're not going to use the ball. We're done with the ball for now. Okay, you're still on your side. I'm going to bring my top hand behind my ears, or you can actually reach across and support your neck if you need to. Just make sure you don't yank on your neck in this position, okay? And what we're doing is we're coming up and squeezing, bringing your elbow towards your hip. And it's not going to go very far, but you should feel a contraction in your side, in your obliques. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. It's a side crunch. That's all it is. Up and down. And up and down. And your option, should you choose to add something if you want to, is add that leg as well. Up and down. I haven't done these in a long, long time. I forgot all about them. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, and 5. 4 more. By the way, I'm aiming for this to be about 30 minutes. So in theory, if you just wanted to do 10 minutes of core, you could. Okay, relax. All the way down. Straight legs, straight arm. Same thing, but with everything straight. So up and down. Up and down. And up and down. And up. I'm supporting my head with my other arm. You see that? I started to feel it in my neck, so I brought my other hand in here. Ooh. 8, 7, 6, and 5. 4 more. 4 and 3. 2 more. That's 2. 1 more. And 1. All right, good job. Relax. Go ahead and bring those knees in. Just go ahead and rest your body. Bring your head up over your arm. Or arm over your head. All right, we're going to go to the other side. So I'm actually going to sit up and turn. Flip it around. You can just turn over to your other side if you'd rather. Oh gosh, whoops, hang on. I just turned the speed to like 0, -5. A little faster. There we go. Guess what? Put my hand right on it and set the speed to like 30 from 118. Okay. Once again, knees bent. Top hand reaches to the head or behind the head. And we're bringing it up this way. Squeeze. And squeeze. Now I've got not a whole lot of movement on this side. That's partly from my hip. So I've got my hand down in front here. I'm giving myself a little bit of a push with this side, with this arm. And you can do that if you need to. You can see I'm leveraging with my elbow a little bit here. Up and down. And up and down. Squeeze and relax. As long as you're getting that crunch in your side though, you're doing it right. If you feel it right here, you're doing it right. Up and down, and up and down. Keep going. Lift. Gotta turn the volume down too. Lift. Up and up. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2 more. 2, 1 more. Good. Okay, relax. Lay all the way down. Extend that leg. Extend that arm. Lift it. Up and down. And up. And down. And up. And down. Keep going. And once again, I'm supporting my head with my other arm just because I'm feeling my neck on this one. And absolutely, you can do that. I never want you to keep doing something if it really hurts. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Eight more. 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4 more times, 4, and 3, 2 more, 2, last one, good job. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and come onto your front. We're gonna do a little bit of Superman work here. Now, Superman is basically a back extension. So if you have back problems, you are not going to lift your arms and your legs together. You're just not going to do it. You could lift just the arms or just the legs, but I don't want you to do everything together unless it's comfortable. But a lot of times people think it's okay, and then the next day it doesn't feel good. So if you have not been doing this exercise regularly, or if you've ever had a problem with it, I want you to modify it to what is good for you. The most important thing to remember when you're doing Superman is not to lift backwards and compress your spine. So if you see what's happening here in my back, I'm kind of squeezing everything together and crunching it versus thinking about lifting forward and lengthening the spine as you lift your chest. So instead of going that way, moving backwards, I want you to move forwards and lengthen your spine. Hopefully you can see the difference between the two. Okay, so I'm going to do just my arms to start with. My arms are relaxed and my shoulders are away from my ears. I'm going to take a deep breath, peel the chest off the mat, and then lift up the arms, and then exhale down. And as you lift up, think about reaching toward whatever wall you're facing. So deep breath up, peel the chest up, lift those arms, reaching toward that wall that's away from you, and exhale. And again, deep breath up, chest, lift those arms, exhale down. One more time like that. Inhale, chest up, arms up, and exhale down. Okay, relax. We're going to do the same thing with your legs. And again, you're thinking about lifting and reaching toward the wall that your feet are facing. So we'll go ahead and take a deep breath up, lift up those toes, knees, reaching toward the wall away from you, and relax. Deep breath in, lift up the toes, the knees, the thighs, reach, 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 and relax. One more time, deep breath in, lift up the toes, the knees, the thighs, reach for the wall, reach, reach, reach. One more time, deep breath in, lift up your toes, your knees, your thighs, reach, 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 and relax. Okay, now we're going to put both ends together. However, like I said, if that's not good for you, you're just going to choose either your arms or your legs. You're not going to do them both. Okay? Everybody else, we're going to fly like Superman. You ready? Here we go. We'll save Lois Lane. Deep breath up. Fly. Exhale down. Deep breath up. Peel up the chest and the toes, the arms and the knees, and lift. Reach for the walls, and relax. And again, deep breath up. Everything up. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale down. One more time. Deep breath up. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale down. Good job. Okay. We are going to do a plank. Now, since you're already on your front, you have a choice of doing a knee plank or a toe plank. Toes is where your toes are on the floor, your knees, your hips, everything else is off the floor. Knee plank, you're touching the ground from your knees to your toes, but your thighs are off the floor. Also, you can either do a plank on your elbows with your shoulders packed in tight like this, or you can do it with a straight arm. So I'm going to show you all those options. Probably the easiest way to do it is elbows on the floor and knees on the floor. The number one mistake I see in planks, there's two mistakes that are the most common mistakes. One is the shoulders are up here in your ears, like mine are right now. What I want you to think about doing is bringing your elbows out in front of you and then moving your chest forward over your elbows, which corrects the number two mistake I see all the time, which is the hips way up in the air. So slide your chest forward, bring your chest over your elbows, or if you're on straight arms, bring the chest between your hands. You see how that flattens out your hips? So the chest should be up here next to your arms, okay? And then if you want to do this with the toes on the floor, you can. We're going to hold this plank about 30 seconds. So find your starting position and just hold it right there. And I'm looking at my watch here because I got my timer going. breathing in and out. Once again, this is a 30-second plank. And if you need to take a break, lift up those hips for a second and then drop back down again. Shoulders away from your ears. Contract your abdominals. Control what your back is doing as much as you can. All right, you got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees down if they're not already down. Come back into your hips. Relax that stretch. Okay, we're going to do something called threading the needle right now. So I want you to bring your arms straight down from your shoulders. Now you are in a quadruped position now. And actually we should do quadruped too before we stop. Open up your knees so they're as wide as your hands. So don't have your knees real close together. Open up those knees a little bit, okay? Pulling up through your abdominals as much as you can. I'm going to go ahead and slide one leg back. I've still got the toe on the floor. I'm going to bring my opposite arm, so it's my left leg, right arm, and extend that out in front of me too, but I've still got everything on the floor. I'm going to take a deep breath, exhale and lift everything. Now as I inhale, I'm going to try to bring it underneath my body. So inhale underneath your body, and exhale and bring it all out again. And once again, inhale, bring it underneath your body. Exhale and extension. And one more time, bring it in. And exhale, take it out. And put everything back down. Now set it back up like you did before. So you want your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders, and your knees are open wide. They are not real tight together. All right, slide your right leg back. Slide your left hand forward. Deep breath, lift everything up. Exhale, bring those hands underneath. Inhale out. Exhale under. Inhale out. Exhale under. And inhale out. And relax, put it all down. Good job, you guys. All right, tuck your tailbone, drop your chin, looking down between your knees. Now drop your belly button, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, look out in front of you, shoulders down. And once again, pull that belly button up, drop your chin, drop your tailbone. So cat to cow. And again, drop your belly button, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. All right, good job. Go ahead and have a seat. Oh. One quick stretch for your sides. All right, sitting right here. Take your right arm, wrap it around your knees. Left arm reaches behind you, rotation. All right, bring your left arm around your legs, reach back with the right. And relax that stretch, hands behind your legs, roll back, drop your chin. Sit up, go ahead and roll those shoulders back. You're done. Good job.